your girl c.taylormarie, and I am back at it again to show you how I went ahead and melted my lace on this beautiful lace front that I have. So go ahead and continue watching, and if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it started. I'll be using a wig from Unice. This is the Bet You series. I did purchase this off of Amazon, and I will put the link below. It also came with a wig cap and some lashes and an instruction on how to care for your hair, treat it, and keep it for long lasting. The wig itself is 14 inches. This is Brailizian Remy. It was a 13x6 frontal, but once I got it, I realized that the middle is only 13x6 and the sides are about 13x4. It came with 2 clips in the front, 1 clip in the back, and adjustable straps. Overall, like I said, it is Brailizian Remy hair, so after plucking, washing, and bleaching the knots, I will say the quality stood up and it's kept there. I will say that it is kind of thin, which I do not like. The knots were not bleached, it was pre-plucked, but I did, however, go in there and pluck and bleach it myself. Alright, so this is what it's looking like after I went ahead and I bleached my knots. I did not do that on camera, but I will be filming a video shortly on how I bleach my knots. But yeah, this is how I bleached. This is what it looks like after I bleach. I did not go in and pluck. I'm going to do that next, but just showing you guys how much of a difference it makes just by bleaching. Okay, so moving on to plucking. When I pluck, I just go ahead and try to make that hairline as natural as possible, and I do this by parting within the frontal and just moving in like a 1, 2, 3 motion, keeping my hands moving. If you stay in one spot, you could make a bald spot, and you do not want that. Sorry, I did break a nail. I do find it easier to pluck on dry hair, well, semi-wet, semi-dry hair rather than soaking wet. I feel like that takes a lot of hair out when you're doing soaking wet, and when it's dry, like it just takes a longer process. Plucking can take up to an hour, I think I did before, but that one it didn't come pre-plucked. But yeah, this is just basically how I pluck, just keeping it in motion. Okay, so like I mentioned before, it was supposed to be, I thought it was a 13x6, but it ended up only being a 13x6 in the middle and then a 13x4. So you see that track right there is kind of preventing me from going any farther back and plucking as well as I would like to, as in the middle, to make it more natural looking. But I do go in as much as I can to pluck it and try to get that natural looking and feel on the sides. So with this is even more reason for me to do a middle part, just because I know my sides do not look as natural as I would like. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up plucking. Like I said, this can be a long process depending on how well plucked or pre-plucked your frontal came. But I do like my frontals to look as natural as possible, so I do take my time and get in there as much as I can. Alright, so this is what it's looking like, all plucked out and nice. I think I did pretty good on the sides, and in fact I couldn't go as far back as I wanted to, but this is basically how it looked all plucked. I'm just going to go ahead and blow dry this out just because I let it air dry. So I do let all my wigs tend to air dry just because I like how when my hair reverts back to its natural state rather than me putting that heat on it, and like, I don't know, I just feel like it feels better, like I mentioned before, when it is air drying rather than when I blow dry it. And that's with black hair, colored hair, or when I colored or anything like that. Alright, so this is basically what it's looking like after I have bleached it, plucked it, and blow dried it out. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the process of applying it. I do use knee highs for my wig caps just because I feel like, well, I like the tight grip on them, and then I also feel like it's a better flesh tone for me to match my skin for winter and summer. Alright, so this is the method I was talking about, where you like cut a hole into around the ear part and then kind of make the wig cap go around the ear, creating like a tight fit to your skin. I do not remember the first person I saw do this, but I do see a lot of people doing it, and I have tried it multiple times, and I just personally love it and put my own little customized twist to it. Alright, so I'm going to go on my Got To Be Free spray, and I'm just going to go ahead and spray around the hairline, creating that wig cap to go ahead and stick to my head, I do go ahead and spray it about 2 times depending on how long I want to wear the wig. I plan on wearing this for about 2 or 3 days, so I only do it 2 times, and I go ahead and use the blow dryer to help dry it to speed the process up. Okay, so after applying the wig cap to my head, I'm going to go ahead and try the wig on just to make sure that everything looks natural and still, and make sure that, I don't know, just nothing weird happened or anything like that, or anything seen through. So then I'm going to go ahead and cut this lace. I did start with some bad scissors, but I went back in and found my good scissors just to finish it up and clean it and do the other side. So yeah, I'm basically just going in and I'm cutting off all the excess lace around the front. I do not cut the ear loops yet. I keep that on until the end, but yeah, just cutting the excess lace to make it look all natural and skin-like. Alright, so if you can see, you can kind of see that white line up there from the wig cap. I am going to show you guys how you can blend that in if you are a person that it bothers. Some people do not get bothered by it. It depends for me on how I'm wearing my hair. In this case, it will bother me, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I blend it in. Alright, so go ahead and just take any rat tail comb or anything that has like a thick point to it, and then I take my Got To Be Freeze gel, and I spray it onto the comb itself, and I just go ahead and go to my head and then push it down, as you can kind of see, getting it to stick to my head and kind of blend in. And then I am going to go in there with some foundation just to get that more of a blend in. You don't see that light colored tone right there. Alright, so after all that, I am going to go ahead and apply the wig on, and I'm going to cut out my ear parts. So you know how the wig comes and sometimes it's too big, so it's covering up your ears. You're going to go ahead and cut around that area, cutting off that excess wig to blend it in with your natural hair so it looks like it actually belongs on your head rather than it covering up your ears. I'm just going to go ahead and do that on both sides. I know I didn't really show you guys in camera really good how I did this first side, but the next side I will show you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and part it and trace around my ear. And I like to cut slowly, so I make sure I'm doing it on line. So yeah, as I just keep inching back, making sure it goes around. Alright, I know I kind of cut the video off. Sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, I just went ahead and cut it out around my ear to kind of blend it in and make it look more like it belongs on my ear, as you can see. So this is just me trying it on to make sure it looks natural. And now I'm going to go in and cut those loopy parts off. Alright, so after cutting the loop off, I do go in there with my Got To Be Freeze gel or spray, depending on how bad it is. I just use the spray right here, and I just go ahead and spray and then take my blow dryer just to make sure those tabs are nice and secured down. They do tend to lift during the process. Alright, so getting into actually applying the wig, I did go ahead and cut my lace while it was not glued to my head this time. Normally I cut it while it's on my head, but this time I just did it off my head. So I'm going to go in there with my Got To Be Freeze spray and then my Got To Be Freeze gel. I start with my Got To Be Freeze gel just to make it, it's kind of like my foundation, so I go ahead and put that all around, and I'm going to take a blow dryer to it, making it a little tacky. Alright, so yeah, just go ahead and put that down, letting it sit there, and then like I said, I do take the blow dryer to it to help it dry. Alright, so after going around one time with the Got To Be Freeze gel, I do go ahead and go over it with the Got To Be Freeze spray. I feel like this creates a better and tight seal, allowing it to last for at least 1 to 2 days, rather than when I use Ghost Bond, which keeps it on there for a couple, like almost a week. So yeah. Alright, so I do go ahead and take my time putting the wig on so I don't get any hair stuck in the glue or mess up or anything like that and create any white or anything like pulling the glue. I do start from the middle, putting that down first and then working on the sides. It doesn't really matter what side it does. I just pick a side and go with it, but I do make sure I put the middle down first just so I make sure it is symmetrical. And I'm going to go ahead and take my rat tail comb and just go in there, pushing those sides down, moving the hair out the way, and then blow drying it, of course. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and, like I said, I'm just blow drying that to make it all stick and make sure I have a good hold on it and everything's dry before I move on to the next step. I did notice that one of my tabs, well, both of my tabs did not stick, so I'm gonna go in there with my Got To Be Freeze gel spray. Sorry, my Got To Be Freeze spray. Spray that and then go ahead and put a blow dryer to it, just creating more of a tight hold. Alright, so after all of that, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I can blend in that lace as good as possible. So to do that, I go ahead and I take my Got To Be Freeze spray and I just spray the lace, and I take the same comb, my rat tail comb I've been using, and I take a blow dryer and I'm just going to go ahead and what they call melt that lace into my skin the best I can. I am noticing that I do have some extra lace left over, so I am going to go in there and cut that off just so you don't see that extra lace and it blends in like a hairline. Alright, so I'm going to go in with my 91% alcohol and a little cotton swab. Just go ahead and wipe off all that excess glue, that dried up glue or wet glue that might be there, just so that it doesn't dry up and be white or anything crusty or stuff like that. So yeah, just go ahead and wipe it around your whole entire hairline. Try to avoid getting on the lace so you don't want it to lift or anything like that. But yeah, just wipe it around, getting all that excess glue and cleaning it up basically. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the styling process of it. Like I said, I am going to do a middle part because of how the frontal came. So I'm just going to go ahead and part that down the middle and just go ahead and get in there and make that start looking natural. I'm going to use my flat iron just to create the part a little bit. And then I'm going to go in there with my tweezers and just tweeze that out, making it look a little natural. Alright, so I couldn't decide if I wanted to straighten it or curl it. I decided I'm going to go with the curls. I will say that at first I did go in there and try to flat iron it, and it kind of felt weird, and it was kind of like it didn't want to take all the heat I was giving it. So I went ahead and, of course, I turned my flat iron down, but I also went ahead and used the olive oil 2-in-1 Defense and Shine, and I went ahead and sprayed that on there, and those curls became very flawless and bouncy, and of course started to shine. I did do flat iron curls just because I wanted it to be more loose rather than tight or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and complete this process. Alright, so just going ahead and finishing up, and then right here is when I really started to notice all that extra lace that's left over. So I did go ahead and try to cover it up with my makeup. That did not work, so I did go ahead and cut it, and then this is me just going ahead with my Got To Be Freeze spray, a comb, and blow dryer, and then melting that lace again. Alright, so just going ahead and cleaning it up now after remelting that lace. And once again, those little static hairs did not like my Got To Be Freeze spray, so I'm going to go in there with my mousse and just lay those hairs down. Alright, so normally right by now, people would have laid their baby hairs, but I do not know if I want baby hairs or not, so I'm going to go ahead and get dressed and decide. Alright, you guys, so all said and done, I decided not to go with any baby hairs and just keep it how it is. This is basically our ending product of us melting that lace. Go ahead and let me know what you think, and make sure you please subscribe to my channel and check out my other social media.